All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And as you heard in the previous segment with us as well, there are reports that they have identified the three suspects and even reports that they may have them in custody, the three suspects involved in the terror attack in France earlier today. Joining us now is Charles Hurt, columnist for the Washington Times. Charles, I hope you had a wonderful holiday and a good New Year's and all that.
Happy New Year to you, Steve.
Thank you very much. All right, so you know, we sit and watch in horror time after time after time, and in this case, it now appears that it was, you know, two terrorist thugs and an 18-year-old driver that helped them get away. And look at the world. We're all focused on this, and we're all so vulnerable.
Yeah, it really is truly incredible, and at no so few times when we have something like this come up, does it raise into such stark relief what this is all about. And it's all about freedom, and it's all about freedom of press or freedom of speech or freedom of any type there is. But in this case, the freedom of the press. And these people, they stand athwart those of us who treasure freedom at every turn. They cannot countenance any type of freedom there is. And anything that remotely offends them must be snuffed out, and the offenders must be killed. And why it is that there isn't this, this very sober realization in some political quarters, at least in our country, that they are not going away. We don't get to declare peace. Only our enemy can declare peace, and apparently they're not anywhere near ready to call peace.
Right. And you know, we had an hour ago, we had Congressman Peter King on, who said this just shows that not only elsewhere in the world, but here, we have to get back into the mosques, and we have to get into the gathering places in order to prevent what happened in France today from happening here. But this administration has, you know, made that virtually impossible now.
And you know, what's dripping out right now about the suspects is that, you know, the French authorities very much knew who these people were.
Yep.
They were on their radar, and quite frankly, you know, they should have still been on somebody's radar, obviously, and the threats, you know, should have been taken seriously, and these people should have been eliminated. But here we are, you know, we're letting people go from Gitmo. We're curtailing our surveillance of these types of people. You know, it's not going to stop. More people are going to get killed until somebody, gets serious about it and says, you know, like a George Bush sort of determination, where we just say, no, I'm sorry, this is the fight of our time, and we're going to stop it. It is the fight of their time. They're on a jihad, and the fact that we don't want to treat it, we want to just wish it away and pretend like this is not the fight of our time. How many innocent people, how many freedom-loving people are going to be killed?
Well, you're absolutely right. And, you know, to a point, Charles, that you made earlier about freedom and what this represents, how they hate it. You know, you listen to the Obama administration, and you listen to Obama at the UN in 2012 say the future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam. And then you listen to Jay Carney in September of 2012 trashing this very magazine that got shut up by saying, I mean, my God, if this had been in somehow reverse and it was Bush's spokesman and Ari Fleischer who trashed some liberal magazine or something, and then that got decimated like this, believe me, we would hear about it all day long. But Carney, as you well know, said that they defend the right of the magazine to publish these things, but they question their judgment because it offends Muslims.
You know, I mean, as anyone knows, you know, about freedom, you know, it's not tidy. It doesn't mean that you're never going to be offended. It doesn't mean that people around you don't get to do and say things that offend you. That's part of it. That's the deal. And it goes back to the very founding of this country anyway, that we understand that, and you just accept it. And the idea that people in leadership positions are going to condemn people for their for what they have to say, however reprehensible it may be. But the idea that they're going to use their bully pulpits to do that,
Right.
I don't want to say that it encourages this sort of thing to happen, but it certainly doesn't lay down that red line.
Absolutely.
That says, you come near these people, and we will send our Blackhawks after you, and we will blow up you and your family.
I know other presidents would have said exactly as you just said it, Charles. And by the way, the hypocrisy of then now thumping their chest saying freedom of speech, when they said what they said in the past. Hey, Charles, great to talk to you. Thank you, sir. Charles Hurt, Washington Times. Wyoming Senator John Barrasso is next. Don't go away.